front of me right now, I have 5 of the newest eyeshadow palettes that I have dug my little claws into. And today I thought it'd be really, really fun to rank them and to share my thoughts, almost like a little speed review, but just for the newest eyeshadow palettes. I think that this is going to be really, really fun. I do things like this sometimes, but not very often. Now, I do have a bit of a secret, and I'm going to get told off for saying this, but it's just me and you, so you know what? It's fine. I actually got a palette in the mail this morning, and so technically these are not my newest 5 palettes. However, I can't actually talk about the one that I got in the mail today. Technically, this is a big fat lie, but for professional purposes, I'm going to say that this is the truth, and now I'm going to mind wipe you, okay, because there's definitely not a palette sat right there that I can't tell you about yet. But it's really cute, so definitely stay tuned. I'm so lucky to be able to try out a bunch of new palettes, a bunch of new makeup. I could not do it without you guys. So if you are not part of this little family, definitely join, like and subscribe. Comment all your thoughts down below. What is your latest palette in your collection? Or if you're not really an eyeshadow girl, what is your latest product in general in your collection? What have you treated yourself to, or what have you been decluttered, or whatever it may be? Let me know down below. My channel memberships are now open to Android users, so thank God, because look, I'm an Android girl myself, okay? I know the struggles. I know. Don't you worry. You can now join my channel memberships. My channel members get a new exclusive video every single Monday. We also have a group chat, and you also get to vote on polls and different things about project pans and what makeup I use and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really fun time there. Now, this was really, really difficult because even in last place, it's not a bad palette. I think the makeup industry has moved away from like genuinely horrific palettes, and the quality has definitely gone up over the past few years, 100%. So even though this palette is in 5th place, it's not awful. This is the Wet n Wild X Spongebob palette. Now, how fun is this? How fun is this little palette? This is a blue, green, purple chartreuse colour story, and this fits SpongeBob SquarePants so well. I absolutely love this colour story. The quality is like fine. I did do a full review on this palette. I'll link it up in the cards if you are interested. And I was actually wearing this morning. So this morning I filmed what I think is yesterday's video. It was talking about my first ever ad shoot in London with Maya Carter. It was spilling some of the tea. So if you wanted to go and check that out, I definitely recommend that after this video. And then I had a quick costume change at lunch. The life of a YouTuber. So I've used this twice now. It's fine. Like, it's a 6 out of 10. It's a mid-range palette. Would I recommend this for like a makeup artist and someone who wants to have the best quality luxe palettes in their collection? No. Would I recommend this to a SpongeBob SquarePants fan who really likes the colour story and wants to kind of mess around with some colours? Yes, absolutely. I think it is wonderful for that. I don't like the shimmers in here. The shimmers, apart from these two, you can kind of tell on camera that these two are different than the rest. The rest of the shimmers you can use as mattes, to be honest. They're really not very impactful at all. I think I have been spoiled with like crazy sparkly glittery eyeshadows and indie shades, because now I just can't look at a drugstore satin the same. These are very, very lackluster. If you think of like a cheap drugstore shimmer, this is what these are, unfortunately. It's Wet n Wild. It's SpongeBob SquarePants. Like, it's nothing too serious. I think if this was like a serious launch, I'd be judging it a little bit more. However, it's just a bit of fun, and I kind of knew that when I bought it. I bought it because I love the colour story. I love blue eyeshadow. I love teals. I love purples, all that kind of stuff. This is perfect, and it was just a bit of fun. If I can stress one thing, it would be that. Like, it's not serious. And I kind of love it for that, I'm not gonna lie. I like fun makeup. I like makeup that's just a little bit fun. It's not too serious, and this has really encompassed that for me. There is a glitter in here, which some people will absolutely hate. I did use the glitter this morning, and it got all over my face when I was trying to take my makeup off. I originally thought I'll be able to just take my eyes off really quickly, really nicely. No, I had to do a whole full face of makeup again, which was really annoying. annoying, but that's okay. It's a fun colour story, like fun. I think this is called the F.U.N palette. Yeah, F.U.N Eye and Face palette. Who's contouring with these? Unless they mean like little artsy doodles, maybe. It's not good quality, but it's fun. Okay, next let's talk about number 4. This is from a small indie brand that reached out to me, and when I said that this was so hard to rank, like, we're getting into really good palettes already. Like, even though this is number 4, it's not bad whatsoever. This is from Poppy and Fluff Cosmetics. This is the Indigo Dreams eyeshadow palette. And this is in this place mainly because of the colour story. It's not necessarily my perfect colour story. And I find sometimes the shimmers can be a little bit thin. These aren't the, like, thick, impactful, glimmery, crazy shimmers. These are a little bit more toned down, and I definitely like something a little bit more cool toned. So there are these like purples and this blue. However, for me, the colour story is a little bit confusing sometimes. It really makes you think though. That's the balance that you get with these kind of palettes. You don't think of a colour story straight away, but sometimes that's a good thing because it pushes you out your comfort zone and it makes you create things that you would never have created before. So there is definitely a positive to that. I would like to see these duochromes be a little bit more. They're beautiful and they're better than like a lot of brands out there. I mean, I've said that though. Look at that. That's really pretty. These are definitely the more like smooth duochromes. They're not the crazy, intense, glittery shades. You can kind of see on my hand there. I think maybe if this was a colour story and then this was a colour story. Do you get what I mean? It would make more sense to me. I do find that some of the pans are like too big for the palette. Like if I hold it like that, you're not going to be able to see. But like if I run my nail along it, the pans are kind of coming out of the palette, which is a little bit weird. But I know that this is a brand new indie brand. And so, you know what, I don't think this is at their first launch. I've said in a few videos that this is their first launch. I think that's a big fat lie. But I don't think they've been around for that long. So I'm really, really happy with this. It is a beautiful palette. Just for me personally, maybe not, but I know a lot of you guys really, really like this. And they have just come out with another palette. It's the Lonely Scarecrow, I think. It's more kind of warm autumn vibes. So if you like that, then definitely go and check that out because I love supporting small indie brands and they're always really, really close to my heart because I can imagine how hard it is for a brand just starting, especially in this economy. And this is an absolute solid palette. If this colour story speaks to you, 100%. Next, this is going to prove how difficult this ranking was because you know what? Oh, I'm thinking, do I change things round? Do I do it? No, I don't think I can. See, every time I do these rankings, I think, am I sure though? Am I sure? I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna go in for it. I'm just gonna say at number 3, it's the Beauty Bay Dark Lights eyeshadow palette. I love this palette. How is this number 3? I want this to be number 1 in every single thing that I do, but I also want the other 2 palettes to be number 1. This month has been so good for eyeshadow launches. It's gotta be at number 3 though, for a few reasons. I have done a full review of this eyeshadow palette as well. Of course, it will be linked down below, and it is actually what I'm wearing on my eyes today. I did a TikTok little tutorial with this look. If you are interested, my TikTok is caitlin.costello. I'm trying to be a little bit more active on there for you guys, doing exclusive short form content. So if you would like to support, it would mean the world to me. This is what I'm wearing. I'm wearing Sleepless, Nocturnal, and Underground for the blend. And then I'm wearing Silhouette and Afters on the eyes, on the like lids. I think it's beautiful. Beauty Bay smash it out the park with every eyeshadow palette that they do. They really, really do. This is so me. It's grungy, it's cool tone, it's got a few little contrasty colours in there as well, like these 2 yellowy chartreusey shades. Love that. However, I think the reason why it can't be at number 2 or number 1 is because there's a lot of shimmers in here. I'm a matte girl. I like to have a lot of mattes and then a little bit less impactful shimmers. I feel like some of these shades are not all needed. I don't know though. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mattes in here. The rest are shimmers. At minimum, I would want 50-50. This is a 20 shade palette, so there's definitely a lot more shimmers in this palette than mattes. And I just think the balance is slightly off, but that's the only critique that I have for this palette. If you have a lot of mattes in your collection and you're looking for some really, really fun, affordable shimmers, this palette is £16. I know. If you're looking for some really fun, impactful shimmers like this shade Silhouette, it's what I'm wearing on my lids today. It is so beautiful and sparkly. The shade Strobe is stunning. Oh my goodness me. There are some brands out there that would charge £16 for like just one of these shades in a single. Like, look at how beautiful those shades are. But I think just because of the matte issue, it's not even an issue. The matte thing, you know, it's just because of the mattes, it cannot be number 1 or number 2, unfortunately. But I love it. She's my newest baby. Well, technically not, because I have the mystery palette over there. But she is one of my newest babies. She's my second newest baby. And I think she's stunning. I love these cool, grungy tones. And I feel so good in this look today. I just like, ooh, you know those looks that you put on and you're like, yeah. Oh yeah, this is fun. This is good. I would have liked a black in here. I think a black would have been really, really useful, but I mean, I have about 20 million blacks, so we're absolutely fine. But yeah, what do you think? I know a lot of you guys were saying that you're more of a matte person as well, and that's why you skipped out on this palette, but I still really, really love it. This is the 3rd look that I've done with it, and apart from the matte situation, I've got no complaints, no notes, beautiful palette. Okay, it kind of hurt doing that. It hurt my soul a little bit to rank that at number 3 out of 5 because that implies that it's not a good palette, but it really, really is. Like I keep saying, all of these palettes are just phenomenal. So now let's move on to number 2. This is the Troublemaker Playground eyeshadow palette. I am obsessed with this. This is 10 whole pounds. So if you thought the Beauty Bay was cheap, this is even cheaper. However, there are a few slight issues I have with this palette. So the first one is how to open it. There we go. It's difficult. All of the Troublemaker range is so hard to open. Why? I have to use tweezers on most of the products to be able to open them, which is kind of crazy. You shouldn't need to do that. Second issue I have, I don't know, I always struggle to say this because it's a rainbow palette, but there's not much depth. But can you really add depth into a rainbow palette? I mean, you can, but that's not what this palette is, you know? I would want more depth, but that's not this palette. And I know that. That's just me being incredibly nitpicky and trying to make everything conform to my wants and needs. As a rainbow palette, I think this is absolutely gorgeous. There are duochromes in this palette. You already know I have to swatch the shade Cloud Hop, the shade Decked Out, the shade Lemonade. Just absolutely crazy, amazing shades. For a drugstore brand, especially for a new drugstore brand, like, look at that! And the fact that this is not number 1 just testifies to how incredible I think number 1 really is. I've seen really good things about Troublemaker online. I have done a full face of Troublemaker Beauty where I did put this to the test. I'll link it up in the cards if you are interested. I tried nearly everything from their brand and I just love it so much. It's definitely a brand that I have my eye on. I've said before that I think Troublemaker are making the drugstore a little bit scared, and I'm so happy about that. I feel like drugstore makeup brands have been able to produce really low quality products for a really long time because no one is threatening them. No one is saying, hey, we're doing it better. I feel like the drugstore has been like a little bit of a clique, and now Troublemakers come in and been like, no, we're not accepting that quality anymore. This is the quality we're accepting, so deal with it. Yes, Troublemaker! I'm just baffled by this palette. I've not tried a palette this cheap but this good ever, I don't think. And even the mattes are super pigmented, super blendable, super beautiful. And I don't understand how they've done it. I really, really don't get it. how they've made it so cheap, yet so good. If you're looking for a really affordable makeup brand in the UK, definitely go and check out Troublemaker, because I mean, it is fabulous, it is beautiful. However, it is number 2. It is not number 1, and number 1 is in a little bit of a different tax bracket to this. Like, times this by 10, and then we're looking at number 1. But I mean, she is beautiful. Number 1 is my custom palette from Lethal Cosmetics. Now, I made this colour story, so is this a little bit unfair? Yes. However, the quality is also absolutely amazing. Everything about this is beautiful, if I do say so myself, and I'm so glad that I gave Lethal another go, because we have a messy past. So I actually bought a custom Lethal palette back like 5 years ago now, and I spent about £80 on it, and it was garbage. Like, think, it wasn't this bad, but it was like bordering on kind of drugstore quality. The shimmers just weren't shimmering the way that a shimmer should, especially for £80. Like, I know it was a custom palette and everything, but like, wow, it was not good. And so I'd spent a very long time saying Lethal are not worth the money, I don't like Lethal quality, and then Lethal were like, Caitlin, shut up, we will send you one. We will send you our new updated formula. I'm so sorry, Lethal. Look, everyone grows, everyone evolves, and so I'm not gonna think about the past. I'm gonna move forward to the future. This is spectacular. Like, even in the pan, these duochromes, there you go, purple, blue. What is going on? I mean, the colour story, I can't really say anything about because I made it, but you can make your own colour story with Lethal as well. And I do have a code. It is caitlin.c_official10. It'll get you 10% off. And if you do want to make your custom colour story, you will want to use a code because they are so expensive. And I'm so lucky to be able to get this for free. Like, I know that this is out of reach for some people. And in this economy, trust me, I know. I'm not saying go out and buy this, you need this. I'm just kind of expressing how much I love this. Lethal quality over the past few years has clearly improved a hell of a lot. You guys were telling me that as well. You guys were saying, Caitlin, stop with the Lethal hate because they have learned and they have moved on and you need to as well. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. These shimmers are just spectacular. I know I always swatch the shimmers, so let's swatch a matte as well. It is crazy, crazy good quality, and I mean, it better be for over £100, you know, it better be, and it is. I would love to know if there is a palette with this colour story that is already made and on the market, because that would be so much fun to see. But when I was making this, I obviously really love my blues and my purples, so that was like the first 2 rows here. I wanted like a blue, purple, teal kind of colour story, and then I wanted just some contrasting shades because I love a contrasty makeup look, and that was kind of what was going through my brain when I was curating this and when I was making this, and it has served me well. I've done some really, really beautiful looks with this palette, and I don't have any complaint. Maybe the price, actually. I will complain about the price because that is a lot. But for indie custom duochromes, I know, it's a hard one. It's such a hard one. I think it's spectacular though. One of the best palettes in my collection because of my wonderful brain and because of Lethal's wonderful quality. I'm really, really happy with that. And so that is the last 5 eyeshadow palettes, kind of because of mystery palette over there, that I have in my collection. What I think about them, how I would rank them. Let me know, do you agree with my list or do you disagree? Have you tried any of these palettes? What do you think about them? I'd love to know down below. Like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye.